So here is part of the project this weekend. This old foundation. It's not huge, but it's pretty decent sized. So this is pretty much just like 4 feet of brick or cinder blocks, solid concrete slab, and it's actually pretty broke up right here. So it looks like it's gonna pull right up, but pretty much just gonna pull it all right in this hole and then grade this with fill dirt and some topsoil. This shouldn't be too bad. Probably just gonna work from the corners in. And even down here, it's already kind of exposed. So that's good. Shouldn't be too bad. That tree is all I'm worried about for the truck. Hoping that they come through there. Because it's pretty tight, but they could probably get around it anyways. It's not supposed to rain. It hasn't rained here in 2-3 weeks, so it's not very bad. But yeah, this is the first part of the project. All right, here is the second part of the project this weekend. So essentially, they just bought this house. So they want this driveway fixed up. It's like a mile long, but when you actually get to the house, is kind of what they're more worried about. So you're gonna see the 2-lane right there with the grass. So from like the front of my truck here, we're gonna redo in front of the garage and then wrap it around up there, kind of square it off and grade that up a little bit, and then around pretty much everything else. And this is gonna come all the way to in front of the garage, obviously, and then I'm gonna kind of overhang it past the garage just to give a little bit more parking space, kind of where this is. So we're gonna line it up with the grade back here, straight back, and then that should leave a really nice new looking driveway. We're gonna resurface all of it with the Harley rake, and then so we can get our clean edges, and then just put like a 1-inch layer of gravel over the whole thing. I'm only doing 1 inch of gravel because if you do anything else or any more than that, especially on this little hill, it's gonna be really loose. So the cars and trucks are gonna slide and spin tires like no other. But yeah, that's the plan. So next step really is just to clear some trees out so that they can get in here with stone without getting really mad, because some of those trees are kind of in the way. They might go around them, they might drive through them, depends on the driver, but I'm sure they'll find a way to complain about something. They usually do. Okay, Sunbelt was nice enough to bring the equipment all the way back. So we got the cat skid steer, Harley rake, and the excavator's down the driveway. It's a long driveway, so I'm actually surprised they brought it this far. So it's Friday. I'm going to resurface the driveway and get it cleaned up because I'm getting gravel at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then we are gonna worry about the foundation after the driveway is done. Unless I have time tonight. I don't know how long the driveway is gonna take me to resurface. So I might have time tonight to get started on that, but we will see. All right, so I'm marking out kind of where all I'm gonna resurface, and he actually wanted to change plans, so you can kind of see this rectangle here. So basically, I'm gonna end up extending this more than I was going to. I'm gonna cut that down to grade, and then instead of putting more stone over here, because I was gonna go past the garage a little bit to where it met that slope kind of and came this way. But I'm gonna use the stone that I factored in here and just actually stop at the garage and add more over there. So it's pretty much what I'm doing right now, is just marking it out, and then we'll get to it. Okay, it's all marked out. I'm actually gonna take the Harley rake off and then cut that stuff to grade, pull some of this grass off, and throw it in a pile, and then I'm gonna resurface all of it. All right, so we got most of it Harley raked. You can kind of see around the edges. I'm just gonna pull all these back, and then around the garage and around the house, I'm just gonna pull back. And this pretty much just softens it all up and resurfaces all the existing limestone. So we kind of already have a base. Over here, they wanted this widened so they could kind of fit 2 cars in here. So you can kind of see that. Most of that's dirt. There's a little bit of limestone in there. So I'm just gonna get this cleaned up so we can put new limestone on it. And in some spots, completely new limestone, but it's coming along so far. All right, so I got this graded off a little bit to where it doesn't fall so much towards the house. Built this side up. It's a little higher on this side, but I channeled it to come down and around and spill off how it usually does. And then the rest of it's kind of cut in and graded up a little bit, ready for new stone. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna pull these weeds away from the garage, but that's pretty much all. I don't know how much of that I got on camera, but it doesn't look too terrible. All this is gonna get pulled back still too. Okay, kind of tired of doing that driveway for now, and I'm really dusty and it's getting late. So I'm gonna start breaking up this foundation. Turns out it's not hollow, so we're pretty much just gonna break it all up, push it and lose it kind of in this dip, and then get a few loads of topsoil and grade it all off. Turns out I don't have a wrench, so I'm just gonna hammer all of it and then tomorrow try to rip it up with the bucket and see how that goes. Okay, it's the next morning. I'm gonna take this hammer off, put the bucket on, and try to rip this up first thing. And then stone should be here at 9, so let's get to it. Okay, so I kind of got this broken up, not entirely, but enough to where I can kind of just start pulling it over into here. So essentially the plan is just strip all this topsoil back, probably 40 feet, just to be safe, and then pull all the concrete in the hole, push the topsoil back on it, and then see how much more topsoil I need for another time, and then grade it all off and reseed it. And it's gonna kind of get rid of this little bit of hump in their, or dip in their yard. So we got all the limestone spread and then cleaned up around the edges of everything with the rake. Looks pretty good. And over here as well, we just cut that in and then put a thin layer of limestone back on it. So I kind of got carried away and just kind of used the skid steer to push some of this off into this hole. I think I'm gonna take it down a little bit more. I might honestly go a little bit lower than the topsoil and then actually dig like a hole to throw it all in, and then throw the regular dirt back on top, and then throw topsoil on top of that. But honestly, whatever works, we're gonna do. So I'm gonna set up the tripod, and then we are going to just finish digging this out as far as I think we need to, and then I'm just gonna push all this in with a skid steer. Okay, so I started pushing that in and realized I should probably dig a keyway right there, so I have a little bit of fill dirt if I need it, and that way I have something smooth to actually push the topsoil over. Of that was on video, of course, because that's my luck. So I got most of this cleared kind of down to here. I'm gonna strip the topsoil back farther and the dirt, kind of push that in and then grade it up. I need to pull that concrete out with the excavator with the cab closes because there's bees everywhere right there. So I'm gonna take a break here for a minute, let them calm down, and then get back at it. As you can see, I did a lot of work off camera because my phone was pretty much dead. So I got all the corners pulled in where the foundation was and got it all pushed into the keyway. Now I have fill dirt and I have topsoil, so I'm gonna put the fill dirt as far up as I can to cover this, and then I'm gonna get topsoil because that's probably not gonna be enough, and just redo this whole area with topsoil. So that's gonna be another time, but for right now I just want to get this covered the best I can. I'm hoping it covers it the majority of where the keyway was. That way I can just kind of pull the edges in up there and topsoil all that without having to deal with any giant concrete. Okay, here's kind of what we're working with now. Kind of just spread the topsoil out, and it was actually the garage foundation to an old house, and the house was here, and when they tore the house down they did the same thing I just did. So all of this dirt right here was full of garbage, so I'm gonna get like 2 or 3 loads of screened topsoil and just kind of spread it another time. That's why it's not really compacted in, because I'm gonna pretty much just put new stuff on it here not very long, probably next weekend. So I'm not too worried about it looking perfect either. And you can still see there's some rocks in here, but it doesn't look too terrible. It's gonna do what it needs to do for the week that it looks like this. Then I'll just come back with screen topsoil and make it look really nice. That's gonna sum up the video. I am literally filthy. This is another project that is gonna get finished another weekend. So this is kind of just gonna how we're leaving it for now. I actually got a lot more done in a day and a half probably of work than I thought I would. Granted, this isn't really finish graded, but it looks good enough for the little bit of weight. So I'd say we're pretty successful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.